Welcome to the Whiskey Explorer. Thanks so much for tuning in for another episode, guys. And if this is your first time on the channel, if you could please just a quick favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave us a comment down below, let us know what your favorite Knob Creek bourbon is, and we'll get the conversation continued at the Whiskey Explorer. All right, and if you haven't done so already, guys, you could also follow me over on Instagram at Whiskey Explorer 1. And tonight, guys, we've got a very exciting episode. We have got a battle of epic proportions. Tonight we determine what is the best Knob Creek bourbon. Alright guys, so in this lineup of Knob Creek bourbons, we have got the Knob Creek 9, which is the regular small batch. We've got the Knob Creek 9 single barrel. We've got the Knob Creek 12, the Knob Creek 15, and the Knob Creek 18. Alright, so pretty much a full lineup of the Knob Creek bourbons there. Definitely missing a couple, like we were missing the 12-year single barrel that's released at cask strength, but this was sort of the best we could do, and I thought it'd be really cool to kind of pit all of these Knob Creek bourbons against one another and see which one reigns supreme. See what is the best Knob Creek bourbon out there. Alright guys, so what's kind of cool about this as well is that all of these Knob Creek expressions are actually right at the same proof point of 100 proof, except for the 9-year single barrel. So this one here, the 9-year single barrel, that's actually at 120 proof, so a bit of an unfair proof advantage, and we'll see if that factors into my decision on this battle of the best Knob Creek bourbon. Alright, so what I'm going to do for this battle, guys, is because there's 5 bourbons, it is going to take some time. I'm going to go through, I'm going to do a quick nosing round, I'm going to determine which dram I think has the best nose, and then afterward I will go through and taste them all for you guys, and I'll decide which one I think has the best palate and finish. Alright guys, so without further ado, let's get into these here. I'm going to just start with what's easy on my left here, your guys is right, the first glass here. Alright, and these have all been color-coded and poured by the first mate, so I don't know what these are. This is totally a blind tasting. As they say, the blinds don't lie, so that's what we're going to do, is taste all these blind and see which one I think is the best. Alright, here we go on the first glass here. We'll go in for a nose. Just jumping right into this here, guys. Cheers. So definitely a nice nose on this one. This one leads really strongly with the kind of deep dark cherry note mixed in with like a velvety vanilla. It's also a nice brown sugar, some caramel. Oh, and now I'm getting a little punch of oak now here as well. So some of that older sweet oak that I just love to find in bourbon. So that's hiding there, sort of like in the middle of this nose. Fantastic nose on this one here, guys. All right, let's go on to the next. We're gonna get through these in rapid succession here. All right, do a little palate reset there. On the nose, the second glass. Okay, this one's definitely not jumping out as strongly as the first one. So this one has a more subtle nose. It is almost the same flavor kind of profile, which we'd almost expect, right? It's all Knob Creek bourbon. Got that kind of strawberry cherry thing going on. Definitely a weaker nose on this one. There is like a vanilla ice cream or vanilla custard type note that's nice on this one. Definitely not as strong or enjoyable a nose as the first one, so far between those two, the first glass is taking it. All right, let's go to the third glass here. Cheers. Stronger cherry, vanilla, and that sweet kind of dark, deep dark oak note. Also some brown sugar mixed in there, and a little bit of cinnamon spice as well. Ooh, I just got a really nice hint of that oak in there. So this one's definitely my second favorite on the nose. The nose on the first one here is still the favorite for me so far for the nose. Let's go into glass number 4 here. On the nose. Oh, this one's different. Oh, this is so interesting to do because this is different than the other ones. So this is like, the very first thing I got was like a sweet, like cinnamon heart candy note to the nose on this. Mixed in with like a nice cherry vibe as well. Some sweetness, vanilla, kind of some caramel and brown sugar mixing in there as well. Actually really like this nose, but it's different. Very heavy on the cinnamon, so spicy nose on this one. I'm almost going to move that into the number 2 spot just because of how unique it is. So I'm going to give this one here, this glass, whatever this is, the number 2 on the nose. So far it's like 1, 2, 3, 4 on the nose. Let's go in for the last glass here, glass number 5 on the nose. Cheers. Ooh, this one has a really nice nose. So this is like deep dark cherry and really sweet. This has a really sweet vibe to it. Sweet vanilla, sweeter than the other ones. Vanilla ice cream. Confectionery cherry candy. Maybe even a little bit of a grape note here. And then some nice sugar. Brown sugar. Caramel, butterscotch kind of mixing in there. Really good nose on that one too. So this is actually really getting tough. So for the noses, I'm going to go first place to glass number 1 here. And then I'm going to skip all the way down to glass number 4 here. I really like this one because it was so unique. And then I'm going to go with glass 5. And then I'm going to go with glass 3 and then glass 2. So in that order. So basically our eye on the prize is that the best one for the nose for me was the first glass here. All right, guys. So now I'm going to go through and taste these here. And I'm not paying too much attention to the color of these, just as a side note, guys, just because I don't want to be influenced by the color of them at all. You know, what I really need to do is get some blacked out Glens so I can do blinds even more properly. That would be actually a good thing. So here we go for the tasting on this, guys. Go through and taste these on the palate. Glass 1. Cheers. So, mouth coating experience here. This one really leads forward with that deep, dark, rich oak note. Mixed in with the cherry and vanillas. Mid palate gives a little way to spice. So there's some cinnamon spice in there. A little bit of clove and nutmeg. Allspice maybe. That's like the baking spices coming into play. So this one has a very delicious palate. It's really good. Super well balanced on this one too. And a nice kind of mouth coating. And there was even a bit of a Kentucky hug going down. So that's definitely an enjoyable dram for sure. Okay, I'll keep that one in my mind now. And we'll go on to glass number 2. All right. On the palate of glass number 2. Cheers. Whoa. Okay. This one brings the heat. So if I had to guess, I would guess this has got to be the 9-year single barrel at 120 proof or 60% ABV. Way, way hotter than the first glass. Punches really strong with a combination of dark cherry and vanilla mixed together. Very, very kind of punch you right in the face with the flavor. Some vanilla mixing in. Now, in the mid palate, there's a transition to some sweetness with butterscotch and caramel coming in. Very spicy finish. So like tons of like cinnamon, black pepper, almost even some cayenne pepper in there. This one it's also very good, but it's a lot hotter of an experience. There was a Kentucky hug going down. And you know what? This is even more mouth coating than the first one there. So very coating experience on the mouth there. Very good dram indeed. Yeah, I've got to say that's got to be the 120 proof, the Knob Creek 9-year single barrel. All right, time for the next glass, guys. Third glass on the palate. Cheers. Oh wow, this third glass is so sweet. So it has that deep dark cherry note, but it's definitely like a confectionery cherry. Very sweet on the palate, almost like a cherry Jolly Rancher or something like that. Very, very sweet. Definitely mixed in with some sugar, like confectionery sugar sweetness. Wow, the mid palate gets so oaky. So a crazy amount of oak on the mid palate here. Nice deep dark oak, a little bit astringent, but not in a like an unpleasing way. Nice and mouth coating again. That's what all these bourbons are just fantastic so far for like how mouth coating they are. I love that. To find that in the 100 proof ones is really awesome. So that one's good. So far my ranking would be actually pretty much in order here. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And that's my order so far, but we'll see if that changes here with the 4th and the 5th glass here. All right, here we go. So glass number 4 on the palate. Cheers. Okay, this one here is totally different than all the other ones. This one is so light on the palate, a little on the thin side. It doesn't coat the mouth. The profile here tastes a little bit younger as well. So like instead of it being that like deep, dark, rich, developed like dark fruit cherry, this is more of like an unripe cherry or like a strawberry. There is some caramel sweetness that mixes in there. It's definitely very crushable. I know for sure that well, not for sure, but I am thinking for sure that has got to be the Knob Creek 100, the 9-year small batch. Not too much of a finish either. No Kentucky hug. Doesn't coat the palate. So that one's in dead last place there. So we're going to go actually right in order here. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. And let's see on the last glass here. Number 5. On the palate. Cheers. Oh, wow. Okay. This one is drinking so rich. Deep, dark cherry notes. Nice, beautiful, sweet vanilla. Then there's a really, really nice, well-developed oak note. Oh, wow. And then mixing back in with the sweet cherry and sweet vanilla. Caramel and butterscotch come into play. It's definitely mouth coating. Little Kentucky hug going down. Folks, I think we found a new first place. So glass number 5 is going to be in first. So I'm going to go glass 5 and then literally the order that is here. So this is 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, and 5th place. So yeah, that's my order. So that's what I'm going to go with, guys. I think for these times, you got to go with your like gut instinct on this. This one here, the very last glass number 5 was my favorite, followed by glass 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. So I'm really curious to see what these are. So let's go ahead and do the reveal, and I'll match up the dots that are on the bottom of the glass to the dots that are on the bottles themselves. So in last place, let's go last place first. Let's find out what this one was. All right, guys, so this was the 4th glass in the lineup. This is the yellow dot. So this was indeed the Knob Creek 9-year small batch. All right, so that's what I had figured. It was just a little bit thinner, less developed than the other ones, so it didn't quite have as much going on. All right, so now that was my my least favorite right there, and my next least favorite was this glass here. So glass number 3 in the lineup, and let's find out what that was. That was the blue dot. Oh, wow. Okay, that is surprising. So the blue dot was actually the Knob Creek 12-year. So the Knob Creek 12-year at 100 proof. So that was actually placing number 4 in my showdown here. Now let's go with glass number 2 in the lineup here and see what this was. And so this was my 3rd least favorite, and this one here is the green dot, and the green dot is the 9-year single barrel at 120 proof. Excellent dram there, guys. All right, so without further ado, let's get right to the winner now. It's right down to these two. So 1st and 2nd place, we got 1st place was the last glass, 2nd place was the 1st glass. So our our 1st place finisher is the reveal here, the red dot, and the red dot is, oh my goodness, The red dot is the Knob Creek 15. I totally thought this would have been the 18, but it isn't. So my second favorite had to have been the 18. Let's just double check the black dot there. Black dot here on the bottle itself. So there we go, guys. Just to recap here, in first place I put the Knob Creek 15 year. In second place I put the Knob Creek 18 year. In third place I put the Knob Creek 9 year single barrel. In fourth place I put the Knob Creek 12 year. And in last place, in fifth place, I put the Knob Creek small batch. So guys, thank you so much for joining me for this What is the Best Knob Creek Bourbon. I hope this informs your purchasing decisions and you guys can choose out a Knob Creek that you think is an awesome value, because honestly guys, it's great bourbon at a pretty great price. So until next time guys, I'm going to drink my favorite one here. May your sales be full and your drams be fuller. Cheers.